Hi guys, welcome to MJ Hobby Corner. This is a more or less shorter video to show you a little project that I got involved in today. And here's one drawing. And this is a Centaur that I made using very old Lord of the Ring pieces and some Rohan the Riders. These pieces were all broken up, and so now I'm turning some of them, because I'm going to be restoring the cavalry unit, but some of them I'm going to be turning into centaurs, and there's one of them. So I also found this old orc, which is going into my 172 scale armies, and I just gave him a shield arm from an Urukai, and now I'm going to use mantic bits because their humans are very small. And so I'll find the weapon arm and cut it and then fit it into the broken wrist there. And I have myself another orc figure. Those are really cool, those old Lord of the Rings orcs from GW. And I'm also repairing this automaton. This is from an old Mage Knight figure, and basically I'm going to be repairing it, I'm going to be pinning it, and there I have an automaton steam powered for our steam powered games. Okay, so that's that. And then in the rear we have Tau, a Tau Pathfinder team, and I just started putting these together for Julie because she wants to play Tau in Grim Dark one-page rules. Okay, so I have the Tau being put together there, and I have this old Tau vehicle, very old Tau vehicle that I'm going to be restoring and repainting. Here's part of the turret that I'm going to be restoring. I used an old spoon, and that's going to be next week. I'm not going to do anything with this now, but I have the weapons here, and I'm going to figure out a way to restore it, and then Julie will have a transport vehicle for her Tau. Okay, so a lot going on, a lot of figure work this week because I'm very busy painting, assembling figures, painting figures, really trying to get my 15mm stuff painted, my 172 scale stuff painted, and some of my 28mm stuff painted as well. So very, very busy on the painting and assembling aspect. Okay, so I already cut up my horse here from one of the old Lord of the Rings figures. So I'll show you how I did the Centaur. Tools, I use my old hobby saw. This is a very old saw, a very small saw. Use my clippers because they do help. Sometimes I prefer to use these. Okay, if it's for finer plastic, these are much better. My X-Acto knife. Then I need some kind of putty. Now, milliput is the best thing for this, guys. Milliput is the best thing. I don't have any milliput. I have to make another order, but it's not going to be for now. So I'm using this steel silk, which is about $5.30 in the store, and it works great. I sometimes mix this stuff with some super sculpey and actually sculpt with it. Okay, I'll show that in a future video. So $5.30. It usually lasts me a good while, um, and all I do for that is I use it as a filler for the body, and this guy's still gluing. Okay, so I use it as a filler for the body and as an attachment point. I also use it for the bottom there. You see the rock that I kind of sculpted. Okay, now I might turn that into like a little bit of mud or something, since the leg had to go in there a little bit. So I'll probably turn that into some mud when I paint it. Okay, so let's do the other archer centaur. And so I cut this, and the cool thing about these figures is that they fit very nicely into that section there. Okay, but it's going to need a little bit of filing. So let's get the Dremel and file it up. All right, so that's a nicer fit. Now we have to fix the rider, clip off his legs and do some filing in there. Also clip off that little tab that used to be for the back of the horse. So I clip off the little tag, and whatever I don't get is okay because I'm going to switch my Dremel bit. And when I switch my Dremel bit, it'll get in here. So let's clip the legs first. Sorry, rider. Clip them nice and close to the cloak. Okay, let's give that a little filing. Okay, let's give that a little filing. Okay, not a bad fit. There is a gap there, so we're going to have to fill that with putty very carefully. And there's a little spot here for a shield, so I think I have another shield. I'm going to find it and put it there. So let's do the putty. All right, so I took a little piece of my steel silk, and this stuff dries very quickly, and it's very, very strong, so you have to work quickly. It's not as good in terms of stickiness as milliput or green stuff. Definitely not like green stuff. It's a little bit sticky. I mean, it is a resin-based clay, and it's used mostly for repairs. So I'm going to take a bit, and again, this stuff dries very quickly. I'm going to put not too much, but just enough that I can fill that gap. Okay, and I don't mind getting the residue on the figure. I'll clean it up later. A little bit of warm water and soap does the trick, and just paint it up. It can also be filed once it's dry. So I just put a little lump there, and I may need a little more, but that should be enough. Okay, and just press the figure gently in there. And if I need to do some filing later, that's okay. I will. So just take my X-Acto knife, and it's okay to put a little moisture on the knife. Sorry, I'm trying to get it into the camera. Make sure it really sticks there. You can sculpt it a little bit. And again, all that's going to be painted. It's good. The whole thing's going to be painted over. All right, so that's good. That's a good good attachment there. Now that filed part, I'm going to do a little bit more filing once everything dries. Got to wait till everything dries. And then again, that's going to be repainted over, so it won't be. This could be filed a little bit thinner, but that's okay. I'm going to leave it like that. Now to follow a little bit of the musculature of the horse neck that was there, I'm just going to make a little groove. Not too deep. very, very carefully. That's the trick with these kinds of things. All right, so let's let that dry. And there we have another horse archer, a centaur archer. And we got to cover that little hole there with a little bit of the steel silk. All right, so I made my little rock mound on the base, and the base is cut from an old CD case. Okay, and I have a lot of these. Someone gave me them, and so I've been using them to make my bases for these things. So now I just got to file this a little bit with the Dremel and then glue the figure on top. This stuff dries very, very quickly, so you have to work quickly. It only gives you, it like sets in like a minute or so, not even sometimes. So you do have to work quickly with it. But once it dries, it's solid and it's pretty good in that sense. All right. All right, so now I just let things dry, and I have two Archer Centaurs. Lighting is a little screwed up right now because of the sun, but basically that's it, and that's all I do. And I'm gonna make four of these guys, a little skirmish, uh, war band there of Centaurs, and I'm gonna probably use this body as a leader. He's raising his sword, and probably one of these too. Do like an armored Centaur. So I have a couple of horses there left, and I'm gonna be doing those and then restore the other horses as human riders. And then here is a little skelly that I just made by using some old Warhammer fantasy bits, and he's like a Beastman skelly. Okay, so I just restored him. So basically, that's a lot of what I'm going to be doing, a lot of figure restorations, painting, and assembling.